First case. Prophet Muhammad was demon-possessed. The event started after Waraka bin Nawfal died. Waraka was Khadija's cousin, and Prophet Muhammad's spiritual advisor. After Waraka died, the Prophet did not receive any divine inspiration for a while.
Why doesn't the Spirit show up anymore? Is there something wrong with me? Did he ignore me now?
The Prophet became so sad, to the point that he wanted to commit suicide.
Let me climb to the top of the mountain. That's a good place to jump and just be done with my life.
So he went up to the top of a mountain in order to throw himself down. But then he saw Jibril appeared in front of him.
O Muhammad, you are indeed Allah's apostle in truth.
Oh, really? What a relief. In that case, I won't commit suicide.
His heart would become quiet and he would calm down and would return home. But then the divine inspiration still not coming, and he would be anxious again. This was not mere anxiety because he became really depressed, and the thought of ending his life re-emerged.
Why nothing came down from Allah? What's wrong? Oh, I am so sad to the point that I want to commit suicide again. This time I will really throw myself. Let me just die.
So he climbed to the top of the mountain again, with the same intention like before. But then Jibril would show up again in front of him, and said the same thing just like before.
O Muhammad, you are indeed Allah's apostle in truth.
Oh, really? What a relief. In that case, I won't commit suicide.
So he would climb down and return home. But then, on the following day, he started to have the same suicidal feeling. The divine revelation halted for several months. Apparently, Muhammad didn't believe what Jibril told him, that's why he kept trying to commit suicide. Second case. Prophet Muhammad was demon-possessed.
According to Ibn Ishaq in Sirat Rasul Allah and Tabari in his Tariq of Islam, Prophet Muhammad attempted to kill himself because he believed he was possessed by an evil spirit.
In the month of Ramadan, Allah sent Jibril for the first time to meet me to deliver his message. I was sleeping in Hira cave at that night. Then Jibril came to me. With a coverlet of brocade whereon was some writing, and he said,
Read.
What shall I read? He pressed me with it so tightly that I thought it was death. Then he let me go and said,
Read.
What shall I read? He pressed me with it again so that I thought it was death. Then he let me go and said,
Read.
What shall I read? He pressed me with it the third time so that I thought it was death, and he said,
Read.
What then shall I read? And this I said only to deliver myself from him, lest he should do the same to me again.
Read in the name of thy Lord who created man of blood coagulated. Read.
Thy Lord is the most beneficent, who taught by the pen, taught that which they knew not unto men.
So I read the verses. And he the Spirit departed from me. And I awoke from my sleep, and it was as though these words were written in my heart. Now none of God's creatures was more hateful to me than an ecstatic poet or a man possessed. I could not even look at them. I thought, woe is me, poet or possessed. Never shall Koresh say this of me. I will go to the top of the mountain and throw myself down that I may kill myself and gain rest. So I went forth to do so, and then when I was midway on the mountain, I heard a voice from heaven saying,
O Muhammad, thou art the apostle of God, and I am Jibril.
Prophet Muhammad was so distraught and convinced his encounters with the spirit being were nefarious that he wanted to end his own life. The fact that Prophet Muhammad kept trying to commit suicide showed that he didn't believe when Jibril told him that he was an apostle of God or that God sent Jibril to him. The other possibility is that Jibril was actually a demon that possessed Muhammad's mind and caused him to be insane. Sane people do not try to commit suicide continuously like him. Third case. Prophet Muhammad was insane. The following hadith proofs that the Prophet was indeed insane. Sunan Abi Dawud number 67 informs about the well of Buda'ah, which was full of rotten stuff, such as dead dogs, menstrual clothes, and excrements of people. Yet, Prophet Muhammad used the water to do wudu. Narrated Abu Sa'ad al-Khudri. I heard that the people asked the Prophet of Allah,
Ya Rasulullah, that water brought for you came from the well of Buddha. It is a well in which dead dogs, menstrual clothes and excrement of people are thrown.
the water is pure and it is not made impure by anything.
I then asked the man who opened the door of garden for me and admitted me to it. Has the condition of this well changed from what it had originally been in the past?
No. It has always been like this. I saw the color of water in this well had changed.
The hadith explains that the condition of well was always really bad and that the color of the water had changed. How could Prophet Muhammad said that water be pure when it was severely contaminated? The Prophet apparently used the water of the Buda'ah well to do wudu, which is the Islamic procedure for cleansing parts of the body, such as face, head, arms, feet, before doing the prayer. How could he make his body cleaner by using extremely contaminated water? No responsible parents would advise their children to clean up their bodies with such poisonous water, yet Muhammad claimed that he is the best example of mankind. The only explanation is that Muhammad was insane. Fourth case. Prophet Muhammad was demon-possessed. The following hadith explains that Prophet Muhammad was demon-possessed for a long period of time.
Magic was worked on Allah's apostle so that he used to think that he had sexual relations with his wives while he actually had not.
That is the hardest kind of magic as it has such an effect. Then one day the Prophet said,
"O Aisha, do you know that Allah has instructed me concerning the matter I asked him about? 2 men came to me and one of them sat near my head and the other sat near my feet. The one near my head asked the other,
'What is wrong with this man?
He is under the effect of magic.
Who has worked magic on him?'
Labid bin al-Asim, a man from Bani Zuraik who was an ally of the Jews and was a hypocrite.
What material did he use?
A comb and the hair stuck to it.
Where is that?
In a skin of pollen of a male date palm tree kept under a stone in the well of Darwan.
So the Prophet went to that well.
This is the well which was shown to me in a dream. Its water looked like the infusion of henna leaves, and its date palm trees looked like the heads of devils.
He took out the witchcraft object that caused him to be under the spell of magic.
This is what was used to work magic on me.
Why do you not treat yourself with Nashra?
Allah has cured me. I dislike to let evil spread among my people.
According to Jamie of Muammar bin Rashid, the magic spell lasted for a year. In other words, for 1 year, Muhammad thought that he was having sexual relations with his wives when he wasn't. Obviously he was really lost. The Bukhari hadith explains that Allah eventually helped him by sending 2 men who revealed where the witchcraft object was hidden. But Muhammad was supposed to be Allah's greatest and last prophet, therefore, how could he be bewitched and befuddled for such a long time?
He wasn't aware that for a year, he did not have sexual relations with his wives.
Imagine what were his wives thinking.
Strange. I felt like I really doing it.
He definitely not doing it with us.
Oh. Maybe with something else.
Let's go back to the case of the satanic verses in Quran, Surah An-Najm. After learning that Prophet Muhammad was demon-possessed for such a long time, it was not surprising that Satan could possess him to reveal the satanic verses of worshipping Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, Al-Manat in Surah An-Najm, verse 19-20. The verses remained unchanged for 8 long years, until Surah Al-Hajj, verse 52 was revealed in Medina. This means the Prophet did shirk for 8 straight years. Many Muslims nowadays said these information are not acceptable.
That information regarding Prophet Muhammad cannot be true, because it was against Quran, Surah Al-Hijr, verse 9, that says Allah will certainly preserve his words, and Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 67 that says, Allah will protect Prophet Muhammad from mischief men.
On the other hand, the Quraysh lived together with Muhammad, and they knew Muhammad's entire life very well in Mecca. Based on their daily interaction, they were convinced that he was a madman and demon-possessed.
Yes, we rejected him because we knew that he was tutored by others, not from our people, and he was a madman.
And then what? Shall we give up our gods for the sake of a poet possessed?
If you read Quran, Surah An-Nahl, verses 98 to 100, you will find out that there are certain kind of men that can be controlled by Satan. Satan certainly has no authority over those who believe and put their trust in their Lord. His authority is only over those who take him as a patron and who, under his influence, associate others with Allah in worship. These verses explain that Muhammad obviously took Satan, and not the real God, to be his patron, and that he was under influence of Satan. That was why he was a possessed, suicidal, madman. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to support Nabi Asli in Patreon so he can produce more 3D videos about your favorite prophet.